And good day, everyone, and good night. Ric Garni here, along with Wes and Phil, Republican, Democrat, another edition of Pub Politics. Guys, a busy week in the Senate, which you guys know very well, as we do some budget talks. So we'll take a break. We'll pull you away from budget language for at least one night to talk about some other things going on in the state. Since we last spoke, the effort to get these candidates back on the ballot in time for the primary, the nearly 200 candidates who were disqualified, well, the lawmakers, some wanted to get them back on the ballot. You guys even both said, or I know, Wes, you were very adamant about how they did all the work and they should be on the ballot. Yeah. Well, anyway, it failed. The effort failed in the Senate last week. What happened? Why did it fail in the Senate?
Failed because of Phil. What? I mean, here's the deal.
Breaking news here.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, the Democratic caucus, which Phil's the director of, they refused to let it happen. I mean, the entire Democratic caucus voted as a block, along with one or two state Republican senators, and killed it. Now, these guys should be on the ballot. It's not fair. I think it's a shame that the Democrats wouldn't let these guys get back on the ballot.
Phil, did it happen just like Wes just said?
Absolutely not. I mean, we had a majority of the votes that were there for a compromise, a March 30th cutoff date, which was the rules that everybody were operating under. Sure. Some minority Republican senators wanted to change that, which would have thrown the whole thing into chaos. And you know, for a lack of a better word, there was no leadership from Senator John Corson, the president pro tem, to allow this to happen. And in the end, the Senate just broke down.
Well, I mean, he's wrong, because there are two separate rules. If an incumbent didn't file on time, they would have simply got a fine. If a challenger didn't file on time, they literally get kicked off the ballot. It's the death knell for them. And it's not fair that these incumbents and challengers have to play by two separate rules. And I mean, seriously, the Democrats should have gave them an exception and let these candidates back on the ballot. We had nearly 200 candidates kicked off the ballot, and it's not right, and it's borderline unethical.
We had a plan that just would reaffirm the rules that everybody was operating under. And if you couldn't follow the rules, you were going to be off the ballot. But we had a plan to reinstate the people who were following the rules. Republicans had an amnesty program for the rule breakers. And Democrats were saying, wait, hold on, we need to follow the law here. And that's what happened.
So any chance that, is this dead for good now? Any chance that before June 12th anything could happen where these candidates could get back on the ballot?
Who knows? I mean, there's always a chance that some federal judges could do something with it. There's also this talk of the primary might get pushed back a month. Honestly, it is a complete and utter mess. I've never seen anything like it, and anybody that's a lot older than me has said they've never seen anything like it in South Carolina politics. It's just a screwed up mess.
It's dead. And we're going to be operating under the June 12th primary. There's a 3-judge panel threw out a lawsuit on Monday.
I was going to bring that up.
So it's dead.
Thanks to you guys.
Well, thanks to the Republican Party that has a majority in the Senate. The Republican leadership in the Senate, led by John Corson, just showed complete ineptness and lack of any leadership at all.
As far as we know, June 12th is still going to be the primary date. So that's what we're until we're told differently, that's what we'll count on. Real quick, last week we talked about the whole Governor Haley and the ethics and the panel dropping any potential investigation or charges. And I asked you guys, is this over now finally? And is this dead? Well, as it turns out today, there's at least one lawmaker who wants that panel to change their mind and reconsider maybe exploring something against Governor Haley on the ethics charges.
Representative James Smith from here in Columbia has filed an official appeal with the full South Carolina House, asking for the full House to reconsider the ruling of the House Ethics Committee. That committee found probable cause of wrongdoing and then immediately dismissed the charges, and that's absurd. That's just a travesty of justice. And Representative James Smith and John Rainey, from a Republican activist who brought the original suit, is also filed an appeal. So we'll see what happens.
And Wes, I'm guessing you're thinking this is just a waste of time.
Yeah, listen, actually, Representative James Smith is one of my favorite Democrats in the entire state as a Republican. I love the guy, but look, this is just a circus. He's trying to stir up a mess that's not there. Just let this be. South Carolina's been the butt of too many jokes, and Representative Smith just wants us to be in the national news again. Let it be. She did nothing wrong. It's time to move on.
House Ethics Committee found probable cause, and it did nothing. It's time for something to happen, a complete investigation to occur. And you got to agree with that.
I'm not surprised that as a Democrat you want to just attack some more. I mean, it's time to move on.
All right. Well, we have to move on because our segment's over. Pub Politics, guys, this week, the pub version.
It is Wednesday, 6 o'clock. Senator Larry Martin. It'll be at the Wig.
All right. And pubpoliticslive.com is a website to catch these guys in action. Phil, Wes, always, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Back to you.